Hi, this screencast is going to be all about using your reports in School City. So I hope that it helps you learn a little bit about the reports that are available to you after your students take an assessment in School City. To get to your reports tab after you're signed into School City, you just click on reports right up here on the top. It's pretty cool once you sign in. It takes you right to the test results page. At the top of the page, you can see that it shows the test results for the specific test. So this is the test that I gave in class, just a quick checkup, 10 questions. On the right-hand side of the page, you can change your roster, change your assessment, or filter students in other ways. This is where you'd select change assessment to select a different assessment. Sometimes double check that because it doesn't always update with the most recent, so you just kind of pull it up and choose the assessment you'd like to look at. On this first window, the test results tab, it's pretty cool. It shows up your students meeting standards, working towards, so on and so forth. So you can see all the colors make it nice and easy to see as far as how many students have met or exceeded standards and how many students are working towards or not meeting. And then on the right hand side over here you have a nice chart that shows as well. Same information on both sides. If we go ahead and look at the top of the tabs here, we have several different options or things that you can look at after the assessment is completed. You can look at the individual student responses, standard analysis. So if the test has more than one standard on it, you can analyze each standard independently. It also has an item analysis, so that's the individual questions on the test, a summary, feedback cards, and a class roster report. So those are the options of tabs you can look at the top. Once you scroll down this opening page a little farther, you can look individually at each student to see how they did. It gives their names way on the left hand side. I have them hidden, so their names are right over here where it says first name. It has their grade level and how they did. It has their raw score tab right here, so it tells how many they got right or wrong. It has their percent correct, and then it has their performance level as well. So it's kind of a cool page to look at if you are after you give the assessment. It's easy to just go through and add these numbers to your gradebook really quick. So I'm going to scroll up for a second and navigate to a different tab here. Let's look at the student response tab. So this is the student response tab. I'm just going to move my cursor over. I'm going to click on this button right here. So just give me a second. Alright, so the student response tab lets us look at how the kids did on each individual question. So you can see if it's red, it's wrong, and it has the answer that they put. So this student put B. The correct answer was C, as you can see all the green ones here. Another quick way to see which ones they missed. If you want to see the actual question, you can click on it right up here. So you click on one, it will actually pop up the question. Let me move my screen again, sorry about that. It will move the question and it will give it to you so you can see what the actual question was. So that's kind of cool as well. Just going to close that and move my thing back over. So this is the tab called Student Responses. It's the Student Response tab. I'm going to move my screen up for a second, so bear with me. The Standard Analysis tab isn't useful on this test for me because I only tested on one standard. But if you tested on several standards, its Standard Analysis tab is another good option. I should probably move it over so you can see it down here at the bottom. Item Analysis is another one that I like, so let's go ahead and look at Item Analysis. Move my screen over. This is a little bit different, the Item Analysis. It looks at each individual question on the test, and it shows kind of how the students did on that question and the answers that were given. So most of my class, 78% of my class on question 1 gave the correct answer of D, but there were a variety of answers. 5% of my class gave A, 10% gave B, 5% gave C. So there was some misunderstanding on this question. And these were the only other answers given on some of these other questions. So the correct answer, 89% of my class got this question right, number 10. 10% got it wrong, and the whole 10%, so 2 of my students answered C. So that's the Item Analysis tab. The Summary tab To be honest, I haven't really used it that often, but if I click on it and we can check it out really quick. Oh, this just breaks it down by question and by your period, so you can kind of see maybe if you have more than one section of students, you can see how they perform. So this is my homeroom. My homeroom got 90%. Now, since I gave it to my homeroom and I teach 4th grade, all my students are the same here. But if you have different sections and you gave the same test, you can kind of see how they did by section, which I could see being useful for a middle school teacher. The feedback cards, let me pull this up because I don't want to give away student names here. The feedback cards are, yeah, and I can't show you this page because I have students on here, but the feedback cards basically, you can print them off and it tells which items they missed, it tells the correct responses for each item that they missed, and it tells the standard that they should focus on. So that's what the feedback cards are. Class roster report is similar to the student response report. So that is a little bit about the reports inside of School City. I hope that you go ahead and check them out and find some value in them. Thanks for listening.